Everybody, it is Tonya, Thrifty Treasures. Welcome to episode 9 of Poshmark Talk. And let me find the window. Here we are. Hey. So I'm super excited about today's show because we have it is Tonya, Thrifty Treasures. Welcome to episode 9 of Poshmark Talk. I'm super excited about today's show because we have Tonya, Thrifty Treasures.
We haven't done this in a while, guys.
Complete rookies here, guys.
Okay, here we go.
Take two.
Okay, are we all good now? You know, it's all YouTube's fault with that muting issue, right? You can't mute until you go live. So that's what the problem is. Sorry, guys. Now I'm rearranging my windows. All right, so I'm so glad everybody's here. Thank you for joining us in the chat. And today's show is pretty much just going to be Q&A. And so let's get started and let's introduce everybody. Let's introduce our special guest first today, Miss Traci, and she is YouniquelyMe here on YouTube.
Hi, everybody. I'm Traci, and I've known Tonya for a while, so I was really grateful that she asked me to come on. So thank you, Tonya. I live in Texas, and I guess we're just going to discuss Poshmark today.
Yeah, definitely. Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren, Hot Chic Thrift on Instagram and YouTube, and I'm Hot Chic Luxury on Poshmark, if you want to follow my Poshmark closet.
Awesome. Andy?
Hi, everybody. I'm Andy, the Parrothead Picker. I go by Parrothead Picker on Instagram, and then you guys can follow me on my Poshmark closet, and it's at Marsh, M-A-R-S-H, M-A-N 71. I'm one of them guys that I didn't get the clever name right out the gate. I still need to get that changed, so I'm under like something uniform. It's a lot easier to find, but anyway. Thanks for having me on again, Tonya.
Yeah, awesome. I'm glad everybody's here. Duane?
Hello. Duane Hale, Mothership Products. Let's see, what is my Poshmark? I think it's at Mothership PR is my Poshmark closet. Yeah, I'm just here for moral support. Go ahead, guys.
Traci, did you want to plug your closet too?
Sure, sorry. I'm like Duane. I'm like, what's the name of it? Mine is Youniquely_me, but it's spelled strange. If you look in the chat somewhere up there, you'll see Y-O-U, uniquely.
And mine is at Tonya Sheets, T-A-N-A Sheets. So first of all, I just want to say we are just a bunch of friends hanging out, talking about Poshmark, selling on Poshmark. None of us are experts except for Lauren. No, I'm just kidding, Lauren.
and Andy.
Yes.
I'm not an expert. I always ask Lauren. She bails me out, makes me look good. So
right. Lauren is our go-to when it comes to Poshmark, for sure. So yeah. So how has everybody's sales been?
Mine have been good when I've been listing. I've been really bad. Last week, I think I listed maybe 10 things and I sold 4. But a couple weeks before, I was consistently listing, and I sold some stuff actually that had been sitting for a while. I can actually pull it up and probably tell you how long it'd been sitting. But during those times, I was sharing my closet around 3 times a day, like morning, afternoon, and then like 7 o'clock at night. I wasn't even sharing to the big party at the end of the day. I sold my Valentino wedges. I think I shared those in a haul video if anyone's looked at my past haul videos, and those have been listed for like 3 months, I think. And I got a little less than my full ask, which was awesome. And then a couple of things that I had just listed sold. So, and they were all like $20 to $40 sales. Those were the things I just listed.
Wow, that's awesome. Great sales.
And if
what are you
follow my Poshmark closet, you can just click sold and look at them for those people who are watching.
Yeah, and that's also a great way to get an idea of what kind of brands to be picking up too.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to give a shout out to Lauren Cole and say thank you for the super chat. That was so sweet. Thank you.
Yes, I love Lauren. She's awesome. I met her at the reseller rally.
Yes, she is awesome for sure. How about your sales, Andy? I know that you've been killing it lately.
I've been doing pretty well. I had my first $300 day here a couple weeks ago, so that was pretty solid. Is definitely happy about that. So, it's always good when a different platform actually outperforms your eBay. But my eBay lately has been it's been in the toilet, and I really haven't been doing a whole lot on there. But Poshmark just keeps moving, and I think. Well, actually, Immortal Hourglass kind of had a question earlier, and it said, "How many followers on Poshmark does everyone have?" But do you think followers are important? And I think kind of to jump on that, yeah, it seems like the more followers you get, like the sales almost kind of come with it, or a lot more activity in your store. That like I've noticed, it just seems like the more people I get, the more eyes on my stuff I see.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good question.
Yeah.
How many followers do you have now, Andy?
I don't have like a crazy amount. I don't think. I don't know. I can pull it up real quick. Actually, probably easier on my phone.
What about you, Lauren?
Lauren's got like a ridiculous amount.
Over 100K, right?
I'm 34K.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's.
I'm saving my draft. I was listing while we were talking. I have 120,283 right now.
Wow.
That's
See, and while they're the upper echelon, I'm the lower echelon. I'm way down at the bottom. I'm the one that keeps the averages average.
Traci, how's your following?
Okay, I've got 61,000, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah. I thought she was quite a ways ahead of me. So yeah.
Yeah, Traci's been on Poshmark for a while now.
Yeah.
2 years. But Andy, your sales are better than mine because I got lazy and maybe slightly angry with Poshmark for a bit. So I'm kind of a come and go thing on Poshmark. You know what I love is that you can pick it right back up and that you'll get sales. Like last week, I started sharing again and trying and listing and making offers, and I've gotten I think 5 sales in the last week, where it was maybe 1 or 2 sales every week without sharing, so they'll reward you when you're back.
Yeah, that's the thing I found with like Poshmark, and like, so this, I guess my opinion, but Poshmark is like a needy child. It's like the more attention you give it and more love you show it, the better it will be. I mean, it performs for you. And I swear, I mean, that's like the best way that I could put it. I got a friend who's wanting to start getting, and I said, honestly, I'm not I don't do a lot of sharing. I don't do a lot of, but I do some here and there. And I go, when I give it love and attention, it rewards me. And it's just, so now it's like, I'm trying to be a little more like, with just sharing my closet. It's like, maybe if I'm in the restroom or if I'm on break at work or I tend to like share. I just try to share just a few items. I may not get my whole closet shared, but I try to get at least a few things done. And because I don't get to join the parties because I go to bed early, and stuff like that, or I'm just busy when all the parties and stuff like that go on. But I've had a few days here and there where like I was off, and so I had the time to actually give it some love. And I'm telling you what, man, my sales and everything were great during that time because I was like I said, just kind of giving it what it needed. So,
yeah, definitely. So it's kind of
it's definitely not like a set it and forget it type of website, unfortunately, and that's what everybody's used to and really likes. But it's just not that way.
Yeah. That was a good question, Dia. And Dia says she has 85,000 followers, so that's a lot.
Nice. I have 23.9 thousand.
That's good, Duane.
Just saying. Like I said, I'm trying to keep everybody average. So.
Okay, so we did have some questions in the chat. Who's been writing those down? Would you mind reading them?
Sure.
I see one that just got posted in the chat that I can answer because I have close to the same amount.
Yeah.
Tips on sharing a very large closet. I have nearly 1,500 active listings, and it takes me almost 2 hours to share the whole thing.
Wow.
Do it in batches. That's how I do mine. I will share for like 15 minutes straight, and then I get tired of it and I'll just stop. And then I'll come back like in a half an hour and do the rest. And share on a desktop computer or like a laptop, not your phone, and you can share way faster.
Definitely.
I agree with that
I
one.
get through my whole closet in like 20-ish minutes. And it always asks me if I'm a robot multiple times while I'm sharing, because I'll do it so quickly off my desktop computer.
Right. And sometimes I'll just share like by categories, like just only purses or just only shoes. Because yeah, I get really bored pretty quick too. So I like to do it in small amounts as well.
Yes. I think it's just as long as you're sharing stuff at all, it's going to help you, because it shows that you're being active in the algorithm.
Right. Do we have a couple more questions real quick, Duane?
Yeah. So Treasure Vintage Angie asked, does everyone here still do a lot of sharing of their closets, and is that still imperative to do? I think we kind of hit on that.
Yeah.
That everybody feels that the more you share, the more you're you definitely see results there. And then the other one was, when you share to a party, are you sharing to your followers as well, or do you need to click twice? I'm guessing we'll have Lauren answer that, because she probably knows right off the top of her head.
Now, people in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that it shares to your followers as well. Like 99% sure that if you click to share to a party, that it also shares to your followers at the same time.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah, and this actually, that was a really good question, because that's something that I've actually started experimenting with now on like maybe on a best of jeans party, because I don't have like a lot of jeans, but so I've been doing the jeans to like, my followers and to the party, just seeing if I'm noticing anything or not. But I really haven't really noticed, but like if it's a different category where I have a lot of items, I'm not doing that, because it's like, okay, I just don't have that kind of time.
Right.
But okay, so that's good to know though. I mean, if and that's maybe something you can find out for sure for us, Lauren, if it does that.
Let's see. So Lauren Cole says, I don't think it does. So it sounds like there's mixed
sounds about 50-50
answers on that. Somebody we need to find out. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, she says if you're clicking edit, then it will. And that's usually how I share mine when I'm doing party sharing, is on my phone. That's how I'll share to parties. And I always hit edit and then next to share.
That's what I do mostly, because I like to share it when I'm on the go. That's when I make time for Poshmark. If I'm at my computer, I'm doing other things typically. So I think the edit next list is the best, honestly.
Yeah, that's the fastest for me when I'm on my cell phone. So.
Yeah. So Misha says, is everyone full-time in reselling that's on Poshmark? I'm definitely not. I'm consider myself more part-time. Is that what she means, you think?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm definitely a part-timer, because I have a full-time job as well. So.
Same here. I'm part-time.
Even though he makes like a full-time income over there.
Right.
I got a lot of bills, y'all. I got a lot of bills.
I think my reselling is somewhere in the middle of part-time and full-time. It's not quite full-time, because I am raising my family and taking care of my home more so than, I don't know.
Sure.
I agree with
that. It really
100%.
depends on what you consider full-time. I mean, that's always been a question. Is it full-time money, full-time hours, full-time, it's the only source of income? I mean, everybody has their own way of expressing what full-time is.
And I'm part-time,
definitely.
but sometimes I consider myself full-time in hours, because I will be working on my reselling business like constantly when I'm not at my job, usually in winter.
Okay.
And then Tommy Bernhard also asked, has anyone tried sharing solds of other people's items to do research while sharing?
Say that again, Polly.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could read that again, because right over my head. So, has anyone tried sharing solds of other people's items to do research while sharing?
Well, I think
I understand what you're saying.
Like when you're reaching a certain amount of shares, before you can become Posh Ambassador, I think that is something that people do. I think so they're not getting the things out there for people to buy because they want them to buy their own stuff. So they will share solds because it's still a share.
Right.
Oh, I see. Okay.
When you're doing research, oh, that's kind of smart, really. I mean,
Right.
two things on phone.
Now,
Yeah.
Lauren, Tracy, Tonya, do you guys, and I guess Duane, I'm sorry. Do you
Oh,
guys,
yeah, just throw me in there too.
right?
Yeah, maybe even you, Duane.
Like sharing solds, but if you guys actually share your own solds, like maybe if you're doing, you're going through and sharing like your closet, and a sold is like just randomly showing up. Do you guys share solds as well?
I never
I
have. I
will
don't think.
Yeah,
I will
that's something I've done once in a
especially with
while.
something bigger.
Yeah, once in a while I've done that too, because I think like it's just kind of how my mindset is on that is, maybe if I'm like listing a bunch of jeans, I guess like, and it's like I'm doing it to my followers or whatever. It's just like, oh, hey, this guy has items that people want because like a sold may come across there, and so maybe they'll click on that and come back and check my my items or whatever. But it's just kind of my mentality on it. But and I mean, I don't sell that much on there, but occasionally if it's just in a certain category or something, I may once in a while share a sold.
That's smart, actually.
If I'm low on something, like for engagement purposes, if I'm sharing to a party, like say I only have 10 pairs of shoes listed. I know I have more than that, but say I did, I would share some of my sold shoes, especially more rare ones that are really popular, just to get engagement from my followers.
Yeah. So your thinking is like, it's kind of like mine. People are gonna maybe see that item and be like, hey, maybe she has more of that stuff in her. Right.
Mm-hmm. Tommy also has an answer here. He says, we ran a test and didn't share our closet at all, only shared other solds, and there was no negative impact. So that's an interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Never thought of that. And it looks like you're probably going to get hit up, Tonya, by hip flipping Mama Kelly there. She's getting on Poshmark this week, and she's going to hit you up.
Yeah, anytime, Kelly.
It is really simple to set yourself up on Poshmark. I mean, that's the one thing is it's not a scary situation, and you're not going to mess it up.
Right. Well, and it's really, I mean, it's so easy compared to eBay. I mean, there's just very few things you have to know. There's a couple of things that you can learn, but for the most part, it's very intuitive.
Yeah.
I was shopping for myself or trying to this past week or so on Poshmark, and I ran across so many listings of like tops that didn't have measurements, and it upset me. I literally was so mad that I just went out and went shopping. So people, put your measurements in. I am not going to waste my time asking you for the measurements and possibly getting an answer. It is ridiculous because you can't return it, and it's not fair to your buyer. So I gave up. So I'm not that person that's going to ask. I'm going to move on to the next item.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that actually addresses Ben Mather's question in our Facebook group. He says, what has been your experience with providing measurements? I've heard about buyers intentionally measuring a garment in the wrong area or manipulating it to get a case approved by Poshmark. Poshmark is very partial to buyers. What can sellers do to protect themselves? So I will tell you straight up, I've been very guilty of not always including measurements. So I'm that person, Tracy.
Tonya, I'm not buying from you.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, it only takes like a minute or two longer to add those measurements. And I would definitely encourage people to do that. And yeah, going forward, I'll try my best to do that.
Yeah, I totally agree with Tracy. I'm the exact same way she is. And I do put measurements in all my stuff, but that's how I do my eBay listing. So for me, it's very easy. I just copy and I paste and I dump it right over, so they're already there. But
yeah, I do the same thing.
I'm 6'5", and I've got extremely long arms, and you guys probably heard me say this before, but like if I'm buying like a long sleeve shirt or something, I need to know that it's at least a 36-inch sleeve. Right. And men's sleeves are typically anywhere from like a 32, 33 to a 34, 35, and then they're usually 36, 37. And occasionally, you'll have a 38 or whatever, but it's like, I need that, I can't buy an extra large shirt that's a 32, 34 sleeve. My God, it'd be, it'd come up to here. It'd look like a 3/4 sleeve. So, and like you said, on Poshmark, you can't return that because they listed it correctly as an extra large shirt, but they didn't do the rest. And it's like, and I'm screwed. So yeah, I just don't buy from them people. Or I'm kind of like you as well, as a lot of times I'm not going to ask. I was like, you know what, if you're too lazy, and no offense to anybody that doesn't do that, but like, if you're too lazy to put in that work, then you know what, you don't need my business. That's
don't expect sales and don't gripe about not.
Exactly.
I'm like you, Andy. I'm 6 foot tall. If you think I'm buying a pair of jeans without the inseam measurement, I'm not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but see, you're a woman though. You can pull off little, short.
Okay.
I'm the same way. I have a 36-inch inseam. I can't get 32-inch pants. I'm gonna look silly, but you could probably pull off, some pants that are little.
Yeah, they're called capris at that point, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm gonna know. If I do that, yeah, that's gonna look real. There's gonna be no blowout.
And that actually, somebody also asked if do any of you cross post to other platforms, which Andy just brought that up that he does to eBay. I do as well. I cross post from eBay to Posh and sometimes to Mercari, depending. So like he said, it's really simple. Once you've got the listing, you just kind of copy it and paste it in. And if you kind of tailor it so that it kind of fits in all three pretty easily, then it's really pretty easy.
Exactly. Honestly, the only thing I wish that like Poshmark did different was their item description, like the title line. If that was longer, it would be gold because then I could just copy my eBay title directly right into it, and then it would be perfect. Yeah. But I always got to chop that up or really pick and choose what words I want to use to put in there. But the rest of it,
and Mercari is even worse because it's even less than Poshmark. So you may in Mercari, you may see, extra large T-shirt and then the brand name because that's all they can fit. It's limits the characters pretty badly.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so there are a couple new things going on Poshmark. I'll be straight up honest. I don't know a whole lot about them, but hopefully some people here on the panel do. Did you want to bring those up, Traci? Because I know that you had mentioned at least one of them.
Okay. I don't. This is something I haven't tried, but I think I'm going to. And if anybody in the chat has tried this, let us know. The blast sharing, where you share your item over and over, like one item 100 times or so, just boom, boom, boom. And I've heard from several people that they've tried this with success. I've tried maybe 20 blast shares and then 20 here and not sold it. So I was curious if anyone had any success with blast sharing.
I've never done it yet.
I've never done that.
I've never done that at all, no.
Okay. But now
in fact, I usually feel bad if I share the same item more than once, a day.
Yeah. If
in a setting,
share to my followers like twice in a week, I'm like going, man, I feel like I'm spamming them for people. But
spamming, yeah.
Yeah, but the same people though, they're not on at the same time, so they're probably never see. Honestly, I never see probably any of the stuff that you guys share unless I happen to be on at that moment. I never see that stuff. So
well, let's everybody try it this week. And
that's a great idea.
There you go.
I don't know.
Man, she comes on one time and she's already given us homework. What the hell?
Especially you, Duane. I want to see you.
Right?
Right. It's definitely because Duane and I need more work to do outside of work, right?
Yeah, outside of their full-time job. Yeah. And then the other thing new that I wanted to talk about was the taxes thing. Not that I'm a big tax person, but I have heard that now Poshmark is handling this for the sellers. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to bring up something because I heard somebody somebody made a video and they said that only Poshmark was doing this, but that's not true because I had it happen to me on eBay. I was telling Lonnie about it. I sold something to somebody that lived in Washington, and when I sent them the invoice, they had the tax right there, and I tried to tinker with it and change stuff around because I wasn't sure what was happening or what I was going to be responsible for, and so, but it wouldn't let me. And so whenever the person paid, they just paid me, you know, the price of the item and the shipping. And I guess eBay handled all that tax stuff separate. So have you guys had that happen yet?
No, just the local stuff. I mean, not the local stuff, but just the your home state tax just comes out. I mean, for me it does. I have it set to automatically do that, but
yeah,
I haven't had that happen. If it have, I haven't noticed it. So
right here, it probably has, but I just probably haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna look my next sale.
So anyway, that's good. I know that a lot of people were concerned about how to handle their taxes with Poshmark, and that's why some people hadn't started yet, because there was no way to keep up with that. And so it's nice now that they're keeping up with that.
Yeah. Now, have any of you guys heard, or do any of you guys know if they plan on? Because I know, like Casey and stuff like that, he's been after. Was it Manish? Is that the Poshmark main person? You know, I think he's been kind of on him to start, you know, doing the whole tax thing. Like, are they going to start like issuing like W-2s and stuff like that? I mean, you know, I know we're all responsible for handling that on your own, but you know, I mean, to actually get an actual W-2 so that we can submit that with, you know, our stuff. You know, I was just curious if any of you guys have heard anything, if that's stuff that's coming down the pipeline, or, you know, because like implementing this new tax thing, that's kind of starting on that road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be nice for sure. I think that's definitely in the future.
I would assume that they would do that in the future, just because the platform's growing so much.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, they're going public this year, right? I mean,
so yeah, that could definitely have a lot of bonuses, I guess.
Sure. Now, has anybody here on the panel or anybody in the chat heard about any of the expansions? I did hear that they were moving into Canada, and I didn't know if there were other places they were planning on moving in, or even if the Canada one has happened or is still in the process.
I believe Canada.
I haven't heard.
It's still in process.
Still in process. Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't sure if I just missed it.
Then do you think that'll be just a Canada to Canada type of sales, or will we be able to sell U.S. to Canada with like the same type of shipping, or it'll be an additional shipping charge?
I have not heard yet. I think it's just in Canada.
So it'll be just essentially Canada to Canada. Because Canadian Post is significantly cheaper, isn't it? I mean, like amongst Canadians, correct?
Yeah.
We don't live there, Andy. We don't know.
I know. Dory was like,
I know. I mean, he knew all about the bagged milk and
right. I mean, you said Canada.
Canada Post.
Thinking about Dory.
Let's see. Beth Langford asks, how do you get your picture in the square when cross-posting from eBay to Posh? Okay, so I actually have a video on that. Not to plug it, but I did do a video on it a while ago. There's a snipping tool that all PC owners, I'm sure there's one for Mac too, that you can cut and paste, cut it out, and then you set that as square, and then when you can drop that into Poshmark.
Yeah.
I do mine a little different, actually. I've never heard it talked about. I list on Poshmark from my phone mostly. And I'll go to my eBay listing that I'm cross-posting, and I just do a screenshot of that picture in a rectangle. And once you move that over to Poshmark, it trims it just right, and it comes out. You don't have to trim anything on it.
Oh, nice.
I do the same thing.
It's so bad. Like in the beginning, I was cropping it in my phone, and then I didn't one day, and it turned out perfect. I go, oh, it's just going to crop it exactly where it needs to be cropped anyway. So
right. And then also somebody says it here, Tony Bernard says take pictures in square mode or 1-to-1 ratio. That's what I do on my phone.
That's exactly what I do. Then you don't even have to worry about it, and those photos go directly from eBay to Poshmark, perfect as squares. Yep, you don't even have to touch it, so you eliminate all that stuff. You just set it right in your phone that way. Yep. On the Android, I think you just set it as 1-to-1, and I think on the Apple they have, is it called Score Mode or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I have Android, but yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to talk about, I'm sure that Lauren and Andy don't have this problem, but that is old inventory, old stale inventory on Poshmark.
Oh, I have that problem.
All kinds of old. Yeah, all kinds of old inventory.
For me, I am not going to let that stuff just sit around for too long. Some things have been sitting there for a year, and I only have like probably half of my inventory listed now. I'm down to like 230 listings. I'm taking that stuff to my antique booth. That stuff's got to go. So, and I kind of want to, as with all platforms, eventually, down the line, you like to revamp it. And I want to do that with Poshmark. So, what about y'all? What do you do with your old inventory? Do you just leave it up till it sells? Do you run sales?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing, because I was trying to have a yard sale last weekend, but it stormed. So I'm hoping again this weekend. But yesterday, my daughter and I went through all those bags back there and cut out a lot of stuff, took them off eBay and Poshmark. That's all my clothing inventory. And it's going on the yard sale. Yeah, I think you have to pick your time of year and just clear it out and start fresh, don't you? Just for your mind, for your own mind.
Right. Yeah, I've been purging a lot of.
Yeah.
In my area, like our Goodwills, like the last Tuesday of the month, they do like a nifty $1.50, or used to always be $1.20. And I avoid those now because I used to make so many bad buys because the price was so good. But it's like, I would never list that stuff. So a lot of my like death pile type stuff is like those sort of items. I'm never listing them. I got a good, so now it's like I've been throwing them away. I just write it off as shrink. I mean, on my taxes, so I'm at least still recouping it. But yeah, it feels so good though, like you said, to just start getting rid of, so you're not looking at it because you made bad buys, but it's hopefully going to make me a better buyer. I mean, I think I'm a better buyer now than what I was then. Like, we all like sales, but sometimes maybe you fall victim to a good sale, and then you're not going to do anything with it. But yeah.
See, I do the thing that Married Death Deal says. If you let death piles sit long enough, they come back in style. That's what I do.
There you go.
I got stuff in there that is like 2 years old, and I just forget about it.
They're now vintage and trendy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Now on Poshmark, like I've seen on Poshmark, they do like reseller mystery boxes, or they do, I mean, is that like I've seen them on there, Lauren. Is that something you could do, like where like Traci could take and get rid of a lot of her stuff that way? Maybe like a reseller mystery box or a reseller box. A rescue box, whatever you want to call it.
I personally don't do that, but I know a lot of people that do. To me, it's just not worth the hassle. I'd rather take that stuff and go sell it at like a consignment store and then donate the rest and write it off, because that actually ends up saving me more money in the long run than the time that it would take to put together those mystery boxes. But each their own.
But yeah,
or sell it in lots at garage sale.
Essentially, you can put 5 pounds of clothes, in a priority. But you can get a lot of clothes for especially if it's tops or blouses or whatever. For $5, you can get a lot of stuff in there, and it'd be a good way to get rid of some inventory if you wanted to.
Hey, Andy, what's your address? I'll send you a couple of boxes of my old inventory.
Hey, if you got,
I'll hook you right up, buddy.
Stuff you want to get rid of, you want to send it my way, I'll poke through it. I don't have a problem with that. I've known you long enough. I'm sure you got a gem or two in there.
Yeah, maybe.
See your super chat from Adam.
Oh, you're muted, dear.
You're muted.
Look, she's up there. She has no idea.
There she goes.
Oops.
We all need like a little sign or something. We can't hear you.
Now we can.
Okay, I'm so sorry. My son came home and I was getting mad because the dogs were barking, and I told him, I was like, oh goodness. Yes, thank you, Adam, so much. You're so sweet. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And Skippy says hello, Adam. So yeah. So what else were y'all talking about? I'm sorry, I was dealing with him on the phone and everything. Lauren, did you talk about your old inventory? Oh, yes, she consigns it, right? Okay.
There is another way that,
so
somebody kind of alluded to in the chat was, you know how well, I don't know. I have never given anybody gifts, but if you have, let's say you send, you know, you have some jeans that are a certain size, and if you have some extras and you want to get rid of them, you could get rid of them that way as well. I don't personally do that, but that's just because I'm me. So.
And I mean, I don't know. In the future, I might do reseller boxes. I just don't have time to do it right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I would want to make sure that I had like, the even amount of stuff, like 2 tops, 2 pairs of jeans, that kind of a thing, or else I wouldn't feel like it was fair to everybody the way that I was doing it, you know? I don't know.
Right.
I feel like though, if it's something I can't sell, I don't want to put it in a reseller box. If it didn't sell for me, maybe someone else can, but I wouldn't. I mean, that's not what I would want to do. I don't know.
Yeah, or if someone was wearing it, like if I was sending them like a style box of their sizes, that would be a different story.
Yeah.
But it's not out of the question. I've got too much going on right now to even think about doing that. So
Right.
It's easier to consign it or donate it, and then you get to keep shopping for more.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, and that's why I commend you, Tracy, because for having a garage sale, because honestly, I'm too lazy to do it. It's a lot of work, and people they just want stuff for nothing, and I'm just not willing to hang out in that heat and give stuff away when I can just, you know, go down.
What you're saying is, you don't want the whole garage full of Tonya showing up at your house going, "Hey, can I get this for $1? Can I get this for $1?"
It doesn't happen very often, Tonya, honestly, but I've got plenty of furniture to go to. So.
And right now it's like total community garage sale time. Like, it's been like a lot of them around here this month, especially, and last month too. So
we're supposed to get a blizzard in 2 days, so unfortunately,
go with your garage sale already. It's like there's not even yet. No,
it's really hot here today.
Right. I think it's in the 80s right
now. There's one this weekend. That'll be like the one adventurous guy that wants to sit in his garage while it's still chilly. But yeah, we don't get them yet.
It's what we call fake Minnesota spring right now. It's like 60 degrees today, and we're literally getting a blizzard on Thursday.
Yeah, you know, that's us too. It's about 55. It was about 60 today, and now it's snowing.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually got the windows open at the house, and they'll be completely shut up by morning because otherwise they'll be frozen to death by the time I wake up. Because it'll probably be 30. It'll probably be 30 degrees tonight. But yeah, we actually have the windows open right now. So,
Tracy, what do you think about that? I mean, it's hot as Hades down here in Texas.
It's hot today.
Oh, shut up.
No, I'm almost ready to wear. It's almost short season. Yes.
Almost, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys.
Go
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So you guys were kind of talking about gifts a little bit earlier. I had somebody actually reach out to me and ask me a question. They said that they got left a bad review because the person who bought from them, they were basically expecting a gift with their purchase. You know, and they asked me what my thoughts were on this, and and I was like, you got to shrug it off. I mean, I think almost the gift with purchase is almost like an old school mentality now. Like originally on Poshmark, that was like a big thing that people did, but now it's not like that. I go, just shrug it off. There's nothing really you could do, but yeah, I mean, there are still, I think, maybe the old school buyers on there that when they buy something, they expect a gift. So I didn't know if you guys have ever had issues like that where, like, you've sold something and someone got maybe a little testy or whatever because, they didn't get their little trinket of whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't, but I've had, I think, 2 out of everything that I've ever sold. Somebody say that it could have been packaged better. I package my things, I think, really nice, but I don't wrap it like it's a present.
Right. No.
You know what I mean? Like how some people do. Like I package my things really nice and professionally though. And some people wrap it like it's a present, and that's totally cool, but I will do more attentive packaging like that if it's a sale over $100.
Right.
And if it's a sale over $500, yes, I might put a bow around it and make it look absolutely beautiful. But otherwise, it's too hard to do that for me.
Man, if I sold something for 100 or 500, I'd be
$100 and $5, it's still getting folded the same, getting tossed in the same box, and out the door it goes.
I'd be sending kids. If I sold something for $500, you take a kid. You know, just go with it.
Yeah.
I like to do a thing.
That's a gift for you, though, isn't it, Duane? If you just take my kid.
Yeah. So, Lauren, do you do thank you cards? Like, I slap a thank you sticker on a, clear poly bag. Like, I figure that's good enough, and the environment doesn't need any more thank you cards, in my opinion. But I don't know. I mean,
that's true. That's true. That's
I
really
agree
good.
with that.
I have a generic sticker that I slap on there, and it works for both platforms. So
that's how I do mine. I think I got a big gold. It's like a 2-inch gold sticker, and it says "Thank you for your purchase." It used to say "Thank you for your business," but now my new one just says "Thank you for your purchase." Same exact sticker, but it's just a big gold sticker.
I don't have any next to me right now, which stinks. I think I might be out actually, so I should order more. But I have little business cards.
Nice.
Thank you. Similar to that, yes. And then I'll put like a handwritten thank you, whatever, and then my name. It'd be nice, like just so it has a personal touch. Otherwise, my more expensive things get a real thank you card with business card inside of it.
nice.
And my stickers are actually kind of a twofold sort of thing, because when I use my inventory tags, they're basically actually like the address labels, or the not the return address labels, but like a regular like mailing address label. And I write my inventory information on there. And so when I use when I go to ship my item, I actually put that sticker right over top of that, so you can't see any of that information on like my bags and stuff like that. So, because they'll have like my bin location, maybe like the size, and the make, and then my numbers and stuff like that will all be on that little tag. But that little 2-inch gold seal will go right over the top of it, so that hides all that when I ship it out. Yeah. Because you can't peel them things back off of the bags I use. So once they're on there.
Gotcha. Yeah. I use mine to actually seal my bag.
Nice.
Because it's a sticker, so I use it to actually seal it shut.
Oh, double duty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going back to the free gift thing. Wait, was somebody talking? No? Okay, so going back to the free gift thing, sometimes what I will do is I'll throw in a piece of jewelry because I have so much of it. So I don't have a problem giving away a nice piece of jewelry.
What's your store name? What kind of jewelry are we giving away?
Like costume jewelry,
Oh, okay.
Stay away from the jewelry. It's the devil, Andy. It's the devil.
It is.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I've only bought one piece of jewelry, and it was only because it was on this show. Tonya gave us homework, and she made me go buy jewelry, and I did.
And you sold it.
What's that?
And you sold it too.
I did sell it. It took a while, but I did sell it. So, but yeah, I was like, I got all excited, and I had no idea what I was looking for, but I was lucky, and I did get a piece that was actually like a signed piece, or I guess it would be a designer. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
It was really a fun Halloween brooch.
Yeah, it was, and it was pretty, but yeah, that's the only reason I bought it. And then I said it was like signed, so that was all good. But yeah, I did sell it, so and I made a couple.
You can sell anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Tonya, do you have luck with your jewelry? Like I've listed quite a few items on Poshmark of jewelry, and I've sold a lot, or I don't know what a lot is actually, but some. And I think it's a harder purchase for somebody when it's so lightweight. Do they think of the shipping charge as a hindrance, do you think? Or is there maybe a better way to bundle up jewelry, or make a banner that says buy 2 or 3 items of jewelry, or just suggest for a better deal for them?
That's a good idea. I should totally do that. Thanks, Traci.
Well, I mean, I'm just starting to think, well, how can I make this move a little faster? So maybe we need to brainstorm on that then. Okay.
We should definitely brainstorm on that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, my sales have really slowed down on Poshmark, but I'm also not listing a ton right now. Mm-hmm. I've been like this week and last week, I've been kind of focused on my antique booth. But yeah, I do plan on getting back into it. Like I said, I want to focus more on posting the brand name stuff going forward. So, and just get some new stuff out there. The old stuff, you know, my pictures weren't the best because I was experimenting outside of my back patio, and I don't know that buyers were liking that look. So, you know, I think sticking with the nice background for the jewelry is probably just the best way to go.
So Skippy's not going to model your necklaces anymore?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought him up. Of course he is.
Okay.
He might, you know, not be the first picture, but I'll have to throw pictures of him in there every now and then.
Good. You should.
That would
Definitely.
make me buy if I were a buyer, seeing Skippy wear it.
Really?
Just saying. Totally.
You should have.
You know, if Skippy is wearing a pair of jeans, then I'm not going to buy that. No.
I'd have to go like buy Cabbage Patch Kids clothing for him to wear. I mean, I don't even know if he could fit in that. I don't know. He's a little pork chop. Oh boy. Okay, so do we want to answer some more questions from the Facebook group? And if you guys haven't joined us on Facebook, it's called Poshmark Talk, and our little group's growing over there, so it's a fun group.
It is a
So
fun
Don
group.
Don Messer asked, what price? We already talked about that. We talked about that when we did the first one. Let's see. We have one from Teresa Dorinda. She says, what do you do when you ship an item and it starts tracking and stop saying that it's the lead, but it never gets there? That's interesting. I wonder if she meant another word. What does she mean by lead? At the lead, but never gets there. Does that make any sense?
Honestly, you were cutting out.
Was I?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, it made no sense.
Stop it, you make me start
I'm
coughing.
sorry.
Okay, I'm going to read this slowly. What do you do when you ship an item and it starts tracking, then stops saying it's the lead, but it never gets there?
Well, that's not anything you can do anything about.
Yeah, there's really nothing you can do.
Yeah.
If the tracking just stops, I mean, you can file a claim against the post office for if they don't find it. But really, there's nothing you can do. I mean, you just make it right with the buyer and, work through the post office insurance system.
And what I've done in the past is I've actually gone to USPS and put in the tracking number, and you can sign up for updates via text message and email. And for some reason, I've had friends say this too. Once you do that, all of a sudden your package starts tracking again. So you might want to look into that, and always contact Poshmark just to have them aware of what's going on, so that if the customer does say something, at least they have a warning about it. Then Billeen Flynn says, I never price dropped except to OTL. I can't keep track of what I drop prices on, and I don't have time to consistently relist. It's not really a question, is it? Do you guys price drop?
Never.
I do the likers, but that's it.
Yeah, only. Yeah,
I'll do the likers occasionally. Yeah.
Like I don't do like the closet clear out price drop sort of thing. Yeah, I only just do the likers.
I price dropped just this week because I think I price things high anyway. That's just how I do it. And then I made a few sales off of that, but I wanted to see if I could get what I thought I could, and I didn't want it just sitting there, and I want money coming in. And so, yeah, I usually only drop to likers, but I just did it publicly, and it worked.
Cool.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I had to get
If you use Tonya's, list to high, because you can't get it if you don't ask for it. Sometimes I list a little too high, so I do occasionally drop it down. Not on Poshmark, but I do on eBay. So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think on Poshmark everybody expects a deal anyway, so it's just I just price accordingly. So I know that once I send them the 10%, and the $2 off the shipping, then it's going to fall right where I want it to fall. So,
Right.
And then if I've had it for a while, then, you know, then I'll send them maybe the 20% or whatever. But if it's, you know, something new or what have you, yeah, it always falls within my margin.
Okay, then we just have 2 more questions from the Facebook group. Laverne, you guys, I just took a cough drop. I'm trying not to cough.
It's not working.
Could we get Poshmark to add a pin to the top of the page button feature for ourselves? We've talked about this a lot. I haven't heard about them doing anything about it. Have you guys?
No, I think it's one of those that, you know, if enough people ask, maybe they'll think about it. Because yeah, I agree with you. I think, you know, I want the same five things at the top every time, and I don't want to have to think about how I can share to get them there. I'm not real good at thinking like that. So, but yeah, I think a lot of people have asked that same question of them. I'm not sure if they're working on it or anything.
Yeah, and I think like I just go and share. Like I think I have like 2 or 3 pictures that I like to always have at the top of my store, so or my closet rather. So that's what I do. I just keep sharing those. Did anybody else have any other questions?
You know, real quick, Kelly asked in the chat, what a Brighton hang tag. Obviously, she wants to start listing on, I don't know, can you see that at all?
Yep.
I love your nails.
Oh,
So
okay.
Kelly, that's what a Brighton hang tag looks like. It's a puffy heart with a bee on both sides, no crown, like you said you have. So that might be a knockoff.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Okay, yeah. So here's another kind of a statement, but it's also a question. Pick and Roll says, my post office told me I cannot use flat rate bubble mailers anymore for Poshmark. So I'm guessing, is that true? Have you heard that? Have any of you had any deals with that?
I have heard that from someone else too, and that's not the truth. You can go into your Poshmark and read, and it states it very clearly. And I think if you have a problem, you should
print out that thing or whatever that they have. You can take that into your post office.
And on the label,
office,
on the label that you print out, it has all that information. You just show them. I think there are people having problems, but I go out for drinks with my postal carrier, so I'm good.
See, now that's the way to do it right there.
I always just throw it, instead of using the bubble mailers, I always just throw mine in the tie-back envelopes. If I'm going to put something that'll fit in something like that, I just use the tie-back envelope. I mean, because I still put it in usually like a regular poly bag of some sort or whatever, and I just toss it in the tie-back. Then I don't ever have to worry about an issue.
But yeah, I agree. Read up on the Poshmark, print it off, and you can take that to your local post office. And a lot of times, you know, there's been several times that the post office doesn't know the postal, you know, codes or things, and you would think that they do, but not always, you know, because it's there's a lot out there. So.
Right. Okay. So last question comes from Beth Langford. She says, not having much luck on sales. Any suggestions? She has over 300 listings, and she shares, and she wonders what she could do. Wonders what she could be doing wrong. I think she's here in the chat too. I think I saw her earlier.
I think maybe overpricing. I would look up solds of everything you have listed on Poshmark and see what they sold for, like of each brand and similar item, and then price accordingly, or price like $5 higher than what said item sold for, because then you could take an offer.
Right. And then another thing you can do is broaden your audience, you know, like more people's stuff, get people to follow you, you follow them, do some, you know, the parties that, I mean, there's all kinds of ways to expand your audience.
I don't know your closet. I haven't seen your photos, or maybe I have. I don't know. But it could be your photos. And if you need any photo advice, go watch Andy's video on his channel of how to take pictures.
Well, that's a horrible. That one there is pretty rough, but you get a good idea.
You have amazing photos.
But yeah.
Well, and you may ask somebody outside of your immediate circle, maybe Lauren or Andy or somebody to, hey, can you go look at my closet and see what you think? Because sometimes just having somebody else look at it, they can say, oh yeah, your shadows are really bad, or your lighting could help, or as long as you're open for, constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Hey, guys, I got a dip. It was all a lot of fun, so we'll catch y'all later. You guys have a great rest of the show.
All right.
Wait, you're leaving me with all the ladies.
Poor Duane. I feel bad for Duane.
No, you don't. You don't, not a bit.
Okay, so we have one more question. Let's see. Vanessa asked,
do you see
go ahead,
what
Traci.
Adam wrote?
Who?
Yeah, I think that's what she was going to say.
Okay, that's exactly. I'm sorry, Tonya. Let me take over your channel.
No, please do. Because my voice.
Please allow me, because this is actually on a list of things I want to discuss, because it's annoying that the question is, are you getting tired of people doing a bundle of one item? And the answer for me is yes, I am.
Yeah.
And what I really wish is that Poshmark would do something to where if you're putting something in a bundle, that something pops up on the screen that says, if you need to add one more item or more, or make an offer, because we've got this make an offer button there. Let's utilize it. Like the one item bundles, fine, I'll send them. I don't ignore it, of course, because it could be a potential sale, but it's slightly misleading and misrepresenting, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think I'm with you. I think it needs to either change the wording or make it, like you said, where they truly do have to make a bundle, not just put it in there to ask for a reduction in price. So
right. Barry, what's the Poshmark?
Barry.
I wonder, Barry, do you sell on Poshmark? You should. He's doing all that vintage stuff now.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
those
you can totally
T-shirts, and he's always coming up with lots of Harley shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the fire.
Absolutely.
I think that we covered everything. Did you guys have any more topics you wanted to cover?
No.
I think I'm good.
Okay, well, we are right at the hour mark, so I'd like to invite everybody to come join our Facebook group. It's called Poshmark Talk. And also, we do plan on doing a show in May, and it's going to be on Lauren's channel, Hot Chic Thrift. And join our Facebook group so that you can know whenever we'll be having that show. And I also want to let everyone know that the link to everybody's channels is in the description box down below. And I do apologize for my voice, you guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us in the chat today. It was so much fun interacting with you guys and reading your questions. And thank you to Traci for joining us. I hope she'll join us next month as well and maybe become a permanent panel member.
Cool. Hey, Tonya, can I say one thing to plug myself?
Yes, please.
I think I just started a YouTube channel, and I haven't done very many videos, and I'm still trying to figure it all out. But those IKEA bags back there, I'm going to do a live video because I don't edit yet. But I am going to go through how I do my clothing inventory this week. So if you're not subscribed to me, I would love it if you did.
Yes, definitely. Everybody go subscribe to Traci.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you again for joining us, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you.